Okay, listen. In our environment, you know very well, the interaction between two components. What are they means? One is abiotic, another one is biotic components. What is abiotic components, children? Non-living. Example? The surrounding of our environment with non-living characters are called as abiotic component. For example, you can say water, air, so land, buildings, whatever it is, they are called as non-living things and also called as abiotic components. Here, why it is much necessary means the interaction without the inorganic material, it is also called as inorganic material. Without inorganic material, we cannot survive. For example, how the photosynthesis is performed? By use of inorganic substance. Example, carbon dioxide, water, sunlight. So, abiotic component should be present, otherwise the life process will not be takes place. So, food is necessary. We are growing, we are producing the all the things in the abiotic components with the help of abiotic components only. So, it creates the environment to live, that is it is producing the biotic components, that is the reason interaction of abiotic components. The next one is environment affect the life and development of an organism in its nature, habitat, vice versa. For example, why they are saying means habitat. For example, we cannot survive in other cold places like that. The animals also stay in their original place itself. For example, if the deer and the other organism, bear or anything is can survive in town, whether they can change their habitat. Habitat means their environment. Without forest, they can survive. Can they hunt? For example, fishes in the aquatic is the aquatic organism can survive in land? No. So, the environment should be very clean, that is properly maintained for that organism, properly adapted for that animal. For example, Siberian fishes, example, otherwise polar bear. The polar bear can't survive in Kashmir or any other regions because it is belongs to the Arctic or Antarctic oceans, because that specific area is mainly adapted for that environment, that organism. So, it is properly living there and without any interruption. No one can interrupt that organism, no one can disturb that organism. For example, no one is living there. Whether any human kinds are living in the polar regions? No. Just for the scientists, those who are researching there, they are living there. So, it is ice region. So, it is not adapted for the human beings, like that the organisms adapt their environment. Next, if the organisms, that is all the organisms are living, next they are going for the decomposition. The body is decomposed with the help of bacteria, fungi and other things. Why it is much necessary means this is very important, because what we get from the environment, we need to repay that. We need to repay. For example, we are consuming all the things, we are not giving that things return, means the renewable source will not be accumulated in the areas. So, it will be depleted. For example, water resources, fresh water, we are taking more groundwater, means there will be no fresh water availability will be present in the groundwater. So, instead of that, salt water will come. Previously 15 years before, the Gudiyatham town was having a good fresh water. Wherever you put bore or well, it contains only the pure fresh water. Nowadays, what water is there? Salt water. Why? What happened? Because more number of peoples were accommodated there, and they are doing the same thing. They never gives the groundwater, they never fulfill that groundwater with the help of rainwater harvesting and other method. So, they are only getting the only source, they never repaying that. So, that is the reason the groundwater become salt. So whenever we use anything, we need to pay that one. For example, we pay money, we get that one. So we are paying something. So like that, the renewable source should be used very properly. That is maintained in the controlled manner. இப்போ இருக்குது அப்படின்னு காலி பண்ணிட முடியாது. யோசிச்சு பாரு, ஏதாவது இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு மொத்தமாக காலி பண்ணிவிட்டு, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் petrol is a substance. If it is used highly, means it depleted, means there will be no renewable, there will be no petrol will be available for our future generation. So it is non-renewable source because it is produced millions of years ago due to burying or due to natural disaster it is produced. So it is not renewable. So we are using limited only. So instead of that, we are going for electric and solar and other things. So like that, we need to reduce the substance. We need to repay that. Like that, the detritus, that is detritus means bacteria, they are separating the organic material and again it is sent to the abiotic component that is in the environment. For example, carbon, nitrogen, these elements are all the substance are repaid by the process of death and decomposition. So next one is the substance that decompose are called biodegradable. That is organic waste, vegetable, other things. That is, for example, we can use that one as a fertilizers also. For example, non-degradable some materials are there. Example, plastic. Example, chemicals, DDT, fertilizers. So this is chemical substance cannot be degradable by the living organism like bacteria and fungi. So they are called as non-biodegradable substance. Actually, non-biodegradable persist in the environment for long time. For example, if they are not decomposed, means the accumulation will be there. Due to that, more pollution will be produced. So only it is harmful for the environment. The next one, the ecosystem is divided into two types. One is a man-made ecosystem, another one is natural ecosystem. What are natural means? We never interrupt that thing. For example, river, ocean, many things are. So they are called as natural ecosystem. It is not built or it is not created by the human kinds. It is called natural resources. So without any disturbance or any interaction, it can sustainably do their work without any pollutions. For example, if man is going there, means they will pollute there. So that process will be very tough. For example, they will produce more number of wastages. It cannot be degradable. For example, river bed, more number of plastics are thrown in the river bed. Once the flood comes, it accumulated in the bridges, so the water can't travel there. So due to that, flood is flowing some other place. So it destroyed more number of vegetation. So if any interaction is done by the humankind, means that area will spoiled because of the human beings only. So natural ecosystems, if it is want to be safe, means the interaction of humankind should be avoided or prohibited. So only the natural systems are conserved. For example, reserve forest are there. In that reserve forest, no persons are allowed to enter in that restricted area. For example, Sundarban forest, only any collecting people were going there. Others are not allowed because it is restricted for Bengal tigers. It is restricted for Bengal tigers. It is a conserved area. Next, நம்பூரில் என்ன இருக்குது, முதுமலை யானைகள் சரணாலயம். நெக்ஸ்ட்டு பெரியார் பார்க்கெல்லாம் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி ஃபியூ ஏரியாஸ் ஆர் ரெஸ்ட்ரிக்டட். நெக்ஸ்ட்டு சந்தன கடத்தல் வீரப்பன் இருந்தார், அவர் என்ன ஏரியாவில் இருந்தார்ப்பா, அது என்னவோ ஒரு பெரிய ஏரிப்பா, ஐ டோன்ட் நோ தட் ஃபாரஸ்ட் நேம். It is also a reserve forest near the bed of Kaveri. So it is also a reserve forest. No one is allowed to enter in that because the vegetation is too high. Why means it is having rich number of sandalwood and redwood. So in our area, Pardarami, ஒரு பள்ளம் வச்சு வச்சுருப்பாங்க, ஒரு மோடி ஏறுற மாதிரி வரும் பார்த்தியா, that area in hill station, it is a restricted area because all the trees are redwood. and rosewood and sandalwood are planted there. So those who are coming from Paradrami, do you know that area? யாருக்கு தெரியுமா? Those who are coming from Paradrami, Paradramida அனுப்பு ஏறியா மேலே தட் ஏரியா அந்த பக்கம் ஒரு அது சந்தனம் கிடையாதுப்பா ரெட்வுட். those who are going there you can see that plant directly. It is a rosewood. You people does not know it is a rosewood. In that area one small shed will be there, one person will be sitting there, that is forest officer. Why means they are watching if any person is doing any illegal activities, that is they can cut that one tree can sold for 3 lakhs rupees, one single plant. So they have restricted that area, it is under the surveillance of forest ranges. So like that natural ecosystem can be divided into aquatic, in that aquatic marine and freshwater is there. Next terrestrial ecosystem is there, and man made ecosystems are there, cropland, next aquarium, these are called as man made substances. The next in the living ecosystem the producers are playing the vital role. Why we are saying it is producers means it gives the life for other organism and as well as it gives food for other organism. So they are called as producers, and they have green pigment, so they can produce their own food. Example algae, blue green algae. Next green plants are called as producers. They produce the food as a starch with the help of organic substances, light energy in the process of photosynthesis. Next consumers. The consumers can be divided into first herbivorous, next carnivorous, next omnivorous. So like that we are separating. For example, here you can see herbivorous means they are plant eating animals, they are called as plant eating animals. The next one are called as carnivorous, the flesh eating animals. The omnivorous are quite different, they can eat both plant as well as flesh, so they are called as omnivorous. You studied this one in 3rd standard, so your EVS teacher will be teaching omnivorous, carnivorous, herbivorous. So that is the same thing is repeated here. The next one is decomposes. These decomposes are peculiar in nature. Without the decomposes the environment will be polluted. If the environment is polluted means it is not it is not good for the human kinds, not only good for human kinds. If it is much polluted means the life of the all the organism will be destroyed. How sir? Because due to eutrophication. Eutrophication means, for example, if it is water body is polluted means that is called eutrophication, because the pH level will be increased. If the pH level is increased means the fishes cannot survive there. Due to that poisonous water it will die. Like that if any organism, animals are taking the food that is water body is used by that animal for drinking purpose or any purpose means that poison will kill the organism also, that is animal. If the animal is not decomposed means due to the smell and other things, definitely that area will be polluted. It is not அதாவது வாழ தகுதியற்ற அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம், வாழ தகுதியற்ற ஒரு இடமா மாறி போயிடும். ஸோ தட் இஸ் டியூ டு absence of decomposes. So the decomposes are much needed one for our life process. If they are not there means entire environment will be destroyed. It is not suitable for to live, it will be not suitable to live, because with the help of them only we have this clean environment. So for example, oil splitting and other substances done by ships. For example, the ship is damaged in the deep ocean means it will be floating over the water because the density is high. So many organism, dolphin, whale and many fishes, that is variety of fishes were dying because of that pollution. So they introduced a pseudomonas bacteria in that area. It degraded, that is, they digested that oil within a 20 days. It is cleaned with a very faster and as well as effective manner. If it is cleaned by a humankind, means it will take a 2 month or 3 month. It is not polluted directly, it is degraded, means அது ஜீரணம் பண்ணப்பட்டது அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். Because without any interruption of other organism, without damaging the other organism, bacteria are used for that cleaning purpose. So that pseudomonas bacteria as well as nitrification, that is nitrifying bacteria are used to decompose that oils. So it is a effective manner. Nowadays we are using the microorganism for cleaning. For example, nearest area Ullikut Road, nearby Kakatop, Dandi Pona. After that, next stopping, they are using a vermicular herbaceous mycorrhiza fungi for the degrading and as well as decompose the waste material of corporation. That is, whatever is collected by the Gudiyatham town, that is that corporation going to decompose that one with the help of this fungi in the field Ullikut Road. Angadha irukku. You can see that plantation. Anga paakalam, pogumbodhu busliye paakalam. So like that decomposers are much important one. So you can see the food chain here. Yeah, there is a gradual decrease in the amount of energy transfer from one trophic level to next trophic level in a food chain. How means you can see here 1000 kilojoules are there. Next trophic level it is reduced into 10% and 100 kilojoules are there. Next 10 kilojoule, next 1 kilojoule. This gradual decrease is due to energy flow. The energy flow is unidirectional, it cannot be bidirectional. Only one directional only it takes place and it performs the energy flow in one direction. So this law is called as 10% law. The transfer of next trophic level, that is one trophic level to another trophic level, the energy is last 90%. Energy is last 90%. Present that is used by the present trophic level in its life process, that is using respiration and other process, they are wasting the energy. So the 10% law is applicable for all the food chains. Okay. The next you can see here the biomagnification. What is biomagnification? Means the harmful chemical substance the concentration of harmful chemical substances increase with the every next trophic level in the food chain. It is called biomagnification. That is DDT, that is concentrated chemicals that is not been digested or not been utilized in the body, that is accumulation. For example, the fish is having a 50 gram of DDT, that is waste chemical, means if the large fish is consuming more number of this fishes, means if they eat 10 fishes, small fishes with the 15 sonana 50 sonana evlo varum 10 means 500 grams of the pesticide will be there. That large fish is consumed by the human beings, means they will be consuming more and more. So the concentration is concentration of that pesticide will be high in the top carnivorous, that is human beings are affected with the non-degradable materials. So we need to use the we need to farm, that is farming substance are used in natural method, organic method. Okay. Next, the maximum concentration of such chemicals accumulated in the human bodies only. Okay. So the nature of food chain are interconnected with each other, forming a web like pattern which is known as food web. Okay. Next, the loss of energy at each step trophic level is very high. So very little amount of energy remains after 4 trophic level, because it is decreased due to presence of that 10% law due to life process. The next one, environmental issues. What are the environmental issues? Means due to accumulation of non biodegradable substances, and as well as we are doing the natural substances to be depleted very faster. We are using the natural substances like forest deforestation we are doing, as well as we never care for the environment. What we need, we consume that one, we never repay that one. For example, ozone depletion and waste deposition. All the humans are using plastics. The government says don't use the plastic for your own usage, reduce the plastics, but we are using the same thing. The government is doing the fine amount collection and whatever it is, we never obey the government, but we are using the same thing. So the first problem is ozone depletion. What is ozone depletion means? The ozone is a layer present in the stratosphere which helps in the conserve of or filter the sunlight to be passed through that layer, and it is filtered. Why it is filtered means the harmful rays should be filtered, otherwise the human beings, animals will be affected with the skin cancer. So ultraviolet rays are creating the mutation problem, many problems can be created. So this layer is acting as a protective shield for the animals as well as humankind. So the ozone layer is also called as poisonous. Why means it formula is O3 molecule. So it is highly dangerous, poisonous thing. Next, ozone is formed as a result of following photochemical reaction. That is O2 plus 1 oxygen is added, means it forms O3. The ozone is depleting. For example, with human pollution or CFC or any other human activity, it can be splitted O2 plus O. So it is depleting the ozone layer, as well as the molecules are depleted, that is separated from each other. So it causes skin cancer, many hazardous, that is cataract in the eyes, weaken immune system, destruction of plants, and for example many animals are having the skin problem because of this ozone depletion. The decline of ozone layer thickness in Arctic was first discovered in 1985 and was termed as ozone hole. It is called as ozone hole. Nowadays in Australian peoples are suffered because of this ozone depletion. So this is the importance of ozone, why the ozone is depleted. Example, in the olden days the humankind used the chlorofluorocarbon in the refrigerators. The other, that is World Health Organization as well as United Nations of Environmental Program banned this one. No one should use the CFC carbon in the refrigerators, as well as the garbage deposition and other things are dumped, and as well as it is landfilled. It is can be separated with the degradable, non-biodegradable substance. That is, we need to separate in the home itself. We need to throw that one in the green box, and another one is blue box. In blue box, non-biodegradable substance can be reused, or it can be used for some other purpose, recycling process, but the normal thing can be used for composition or otherwise used as a manure. The next, reuse. For example, we need to use the glass item, whatever it is, don't throw in the open place or agriculture land. It will affect the land as well as many organisms are suffered. For example, the plastic bags are eaten by the carnivores. That carnivores are affected, their digestive system is damaged, leads to their death. So we need to pour that one, or we need to throw that one in the proper way. We need to dispose that one proper way. So this is the main thing in this environment lesson. So the lesson is over. That's all, children.